Welcome to Taking Care of Business on Kern Radio Newstalk 1180 with your host Clay Kerner and I'm Marty Pay. Our in-studio guests are Kathy Butler and Joe, now let's see if I pronounce this properly, Joe, Desimore?
Joe Desimone.
Desimone, I'm sorry, I knew I was going to mispronounce it. From the Downtown Bakersfield and Property Owners Association, and we're going to be talking to them in a moment. But we need to take care of a few housekeeping items first. I wanted to share a nice little experience that I was talking to Clay about earlier. I had a really nice dinner the other night that George Moore took Shelley and I out to dinner, and then the next day, Scott Cox was nice enough to take me out to lunch, and I want to thank the two of them. It was really, really nice to do, and anytime my Raiders play their Seahawks, they're more than welcome to do it again. So I had to throw that in.
So you're saying that the Raiders beat the Seahawks in football?
Well, I have to tell you, we've been doing this show now about 5 months?
At least.
And every week when I come in, I have to look at Scott Cox's Seahawks cup. So I'll be able to look at this and feel a little better about having to put up with this cup sitting in the studio.
Right, okay.
So you and I are going to have an interesting weekend.
We are?
We're going up to Sacramento?
Oh, that's right. We are. We're going to Sacramento to the legislators' induction.
Yes, for Shannon Grove, our new assembly person, and for Gene Fuller, who's going to now be our state senator.
And David Videk.
And that'll be Sunday and Monday. We'll be up there, so we'll be talking about that next week.
We're really important, aren't we, Marty?
No, they just had 2 extra spots, and we were the last 2 people on the list, so we got the invitation.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it was either us or never mind.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of next weekend, we have a guest that we've been really, really planning on having and trying to get for a while, and we've already taped it, so we know what the show sounds like, and it's going to be a great, great show. And that's Andrew Klavan, who's an author. He does Klavan on the Culture. A lot of you may know him from True Crime, the movie with Clint Eastwood. That was based on his screenplay. And if you're looking for an excellent read over the holidays, I highly recommend Identity Man. I'm not much on fiction. As most of you know, I do a lot of books on tape, but this was an excellent, excellent book, and I highly, highly recommend Identity Man by Andrew Klavan. So we're going to have him next week. Then the week after that is the 18th, and we're going to have Nancy Phillips on from Virtual Enterprise. I was involved in that yesterday. Do you know about that, Betty?
I was involved in that several years ago.
Yeah, that's a great, great program where they have high schools come in from different parts of the state, and we act as judges. We actually in our case, we acted like we were New York bankers, and they're coming to us for a loan. Mm-hmm. So they have to do a business plan and then do a PowerPoint presentation to us as if we were the bankers, and then we rate them based on where we think they are in the competition. And then there's a regional and a national, and I want to say Centennial or Bakersfield High School came in first and third, I think, last year.
I believe
so. Yeah, I think it was Centennial. But anyways, it's a great competition. They had the first stage of it yesterday morning. I got to judge it, and we're going to have Nancy Phillips come in on the 18th to talk about that. The week after that is Christmas, and we won't have a show on Christmas. But the following week, New Year's Day, we're going to have a great guest, and he's going to be talking about business this year and business next year and what he anticipates. It's going to be Tobin Smith from Bulls and Bears. A lot of you watch him on Fox on Saturday mornings. So he was part of the Bakersfield Business Conference, and he's consented to be our guest on Saturday, January 1st.
So this is just another one of your conservative guests, Marty.
Oh, well,
you're awful. You're so darn conservative. We need to get a little liberal bent in here.
Well, let's see, Joe. Are you? Should I ask you? Are you liberal? I mean, looking at some of the schools you went to, or? Oh, you are.
Oh, I would think that you could claim that.
Okay. With that kind of answer, you could run for office. Well, on that note, let's jump to our studio guests. Studio guests. Okay, we've got 2 people from the Downtown Business and Property Owners Association. We've got the president and chairperson.
Just the president.
Just the president.
Bob Beller's our chairman.
Okay, Kathy Butler, and my old friend Joe.
Desimone.
Joe Decimo, who Marty just met. Now he's an old friend.
We go way back.
I wanted to clear up the confusion.
That's how Marty is.
Actually, Joe and I have talked on the phone several times setting this up, so missing each other back and forth. Kathy, I have to ask you a question. This has to be a misprint in the information that Joe sent me. Oh, you're already shaking your head. It says here that you've been in this leadership position in this organization for 35 years?
I've been with the association for 35 years.
So you started as a teenager or as a young child, or
Somewhat like that. Yes.
Somewhat. So tell
Marty's
us.
jealous of anybody that can keep a job.
I thought Clay was going to. And
It's
Clay's
her young looks that he's jealous about.
Yeah, Clay's jealous of anybody who looks fairly young. So, so tell us a little bit about the DBA, the Downtown Business Association.
We were formed after the 52 earthquake in 1954 for the need of the business owners to come together and support the downtown area after the 52 earthquake. And we've changed through the years. We've gone through many changes and many challenges, and now I think we've see a lot of exciting things have happened downtown, and now we're ready to take it to the next level. There's still work to be done, and it's time for the community to come together and support the heart of our community. This is when we have a strong heartbeat, we have a healthy community.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing so much for the community. It's amazing what you guys get into. Joe, where do you fit into the program here with DBA?
Right now, I'm a volunteer with the DBA.
Mm-hmm.
I had some time available and was able to choose where not only where I spent my time, but where I spent my energy. And I met with Kathy, and the chairman offered to provide some support to their Chairman's Circle program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really exciting effort on the association's part to refocus themselves from scratching to get their resources day by day, so that they ask for major support, and after they get that, then they can set a whole year's agenda based on the mission, rather than doing a series of fundraisers so that they can spend 10% of their time working on the mission.
So what is the Chairman's program?
The Chairman's Circle is a way to acknowledge people who give $5,000 or above, and we have gifts of significantly above that. These are organizations that support our work. These are organizations that support our work and are committed to the DBA. Every organization that we've met with so far this year has said yes, and some of them have doubled and even tripled the amount that we've asked them for. This is going to free up the board and the staff to focus on the critical mission work that the DBA is doing right now.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that mission on Taking Care of Business on Kern Radio Newstalk 1180.